At 3 a.m., unable to sleep after endless tossing in bed, I stepped out onto the balcony of our living room to smoke a cigarette. The dead of night meant every window in the building opposite was pitch black, except for one unit directly facing mine, where the lights blazed unnaturally bright. Through the glass, a man and a woman stood locked in a tense standoff, their faint, shrill voices drifting across like echoes of a heated dispute. Moments later, the argument escalated into violence, and before long, the man hoisted the woman high into the air and hurled her through the open window. She plummeted with a blood-curdling scream, her long hair whipping wildly in the wind, followed by a sickening thud. Frozen in terror, I scrambled onto the railing and peered down. There she lay on the cold concrete below, a grotesque sight with her head split open, like a shattered melon. The killer in the opposite apartment, who had shoved her to her doom, was also leaning over his railing, staring at the carnage. When he lifted his gaze, our eyes locked, and to my horror, he was my exact mirror image. The shock hit me like ice water, and I let out a gasp. The man across the way seemed equally stunned, yelling something at me, but the distance muffled his words into a ghostly whisper. Could this be the legendary doppelganger I'd only read about in whispers? The idea that my double was a cold-blooded killer chilled me to the bone. Overwhelmed, my knees buckled, and I crumpled to the floor. Alex, are you okay? In that instant, my wife, Charlotte, who had been asleep in our bedroom, rushed out to my side. A guy in the building across just flung a woman out his window. She's dead down there. Oh my God, really? Charlotte gasped, hurrying to the balcony to look. Stay inside. The murderer's watching us right now, I whispered fiercely, yanking her back by the arm. Crouching behind the curtains, I dialed the authorities with shaking fingers. The resident in the opposite unit murdered a woman by tossing her from the balcony. Hurry, please! Soon, sirens wailed, and officers swarmed the scene. But the woman's mangled corpse, with its cracked skull, had vanished without a trace. A search of the apartment revealed strangers living there, not the man I'd witnessed. What the hell is this? Even kids know better than to pull pranks like this. This is straight up interfering with official duties. Impossible. Pull back, everyone. I stood there in a daze, the world spinning. Then Charlotte approached me and murmured, "You've been so stressed with that promotion test lately. You probably hallucinated for a split second." No, I watched her tumble from that balcony, saw her body smashed on the pavement with my own eyes. And that impact, it echoed like thunder. If it was that loud, I'd have woken up. You know how lightly I sleep. Stress can play cruel tricks on the mind. Darling, relax and sip some green tea. Here you go. As always, my wife handed.
I can't tell all in the short story for the full story link below.